Hello, welcome to my channel. And the reason for my channel is I have a lot of projects. I'm retiring soon and I need projects because they're my therapy. And also they're going to probably try to keep me out of trouble. Welcome back to my channel. A lot's happened since the last time I released a video. The last video I did was hot mess, and it definitely was. But a lot's happened since then. Last 2 months, I have officially retired. I retired June the 4th, which hasn't been all that long ago. So all I can say is, and I know you've missed this, I know you missed me. You can say it out loud, it's fine. But I've got a whole lot more going on. I've got a lot more projects coming up, and I'm going to give you a list. But I'm back.
That's the fact, Jack! That's the fact, Jack!
So here's the list of upcoming projects for the Project Dude. Number 1, I'm going to work on a storage area. So the very first project that the Project Dude is going to get started on is the storage area. So what I did was, I was looking for more storage areas. So right above here is my deck coming off the kitchen. And so I had a lot of space under here that I created a couple of areas. One, an area to hold your jacuzzi, which of course I don't have. And then the other one is a storage area. So the storage area is important because I'm going to put all my outdoor stuff, which will allow me to create more space in my garage, which is project number 5. And we'll discuss that when we get there. So behind this door is the first project. And yes, that is extremely ugly. So I do have a light. Hey, how about that? And it actually works. But what happened is that I created the space and I expected the ceiling tiles, and these are corrugated plastic that you could use for a roof, but I used them to hopefully divert the water. And it was a huge fail. I'm not afraid to admit failure. It's failure that makes us stronger once we figure out how to fix it. So in reality, what I need to do is clear out this whole space, clean it out, clean it up. English ivy's gotten a little carried away with itself. I got to cut that down, take all the panels down, and then I'll have to go on every joist, cut a strip of wood to help create that fall from left to right in order for the water to be diverted. It comes through the deck and escapes out the other side of the... So this is project number 1. Oh my God, that is ugly. Number 2 project for the Project Dude is the patio cover. So project number 2 for the Project Dude is his covered patio. And this patio, paver patio, gosh, has been in place probably with the first few years that I lived here. And it had my brother-in-law's helped me. That we did a great job. Of course, there are some areas that have sunk a little bit because of water. I'm gonna have to redo those pavers, put some sand underneath and bring them up to the correct level. The other problem, well actually the main problem, is what you're looking at right now. That is a 4x4. So all I have holding up this massive structure, as you can see, lights, ceiling fan, this massive structure is being held up by only 4 4x4s. And actually, if you look at that 4x4 from a distance, it is a little crooked because of the weight and because of natural drying, of course, of the treated wood. Again, so my first order of business is to replace those 4x4s with 6x6s. The other major problem is and I don't know if I can get enough space here, but you can see the gap there. So the 2x4 by 6 or 2x6 that I used in order to span the greatest distance, which is the 14 feet for the opening of this patio, so you can see out in my beautiful backyard, which is actually looking pretty good. Is of course bent. It's actually smiling, and we know that wood like that should not be smiling. So I'm going to replace that with a, hopefully, only a 2x8. Given the price of wood these days, I'll probably have to take out a loan. But 2x8, 14 foot should take care of that problem. And lastly, if you look, the covering I used has actually been it's actually folded down below the joists, and so what I'm going to do is cut some get some 2x4s and get those raised up again so they'll be flat and more attractive. One of the reasons why I'm really anxious to get started on this is because I want to maintain this structure, and the reason why is kind of hidden, but if you look right up here above the ceiling fan, those handprints were made prior to the wood being installed by my son years ago. And I'm not quite sure, he probably was about 4, 5 maybe even younger than that. So I definitely want to keep this patio in good shape. So that is project number 2. Project number 3 is the front door. Project number 3 for the project dude is the front door. From afar it looks fine, but if you take a closer look, like at the base, you can see where the trim around the door is taking a lot of abuse. I actually had my right up here, I had my flag holder. That piece of wood needs to be replaced. The door, the brass is really bad, and the coating looks like it's oxidized. I'm not sure if it takes a really good cleaning or if it's going to take some painting. So that needs to be done. As well as right above the door, I have some rot. So this is the first thing you see when you enter somebody's house. So it's very important that we get this door back to, hey, how you doing? Get this door back to what it looked like when we first moved in. So that's project number 3. Project number 5 is the kitchen table. Project number 5 for the project dude is the kitchen table. From this vantage, there's nothing wrong with it. Of course, it's been 20 years, has a lot of wear and tear for constant use. But if you look a little closer, and I'm going to reveal, oh no! As you can see here, there is a huge burn spot, and it is a deep burn spot as well. No simple sanding will take care of that, so I've got to come up with a solution to fix that. I will tell you that no alcohol was involved in this situation. It's just a freak accident between candle lit and the bag thrown on top of it. And I think eventually the bag fell into the candle, caught fire, and then burned part of the table. So that is Project Dude's most exciting to me because it's easy, hopefully, and it will be creative as well. So that's project number 4. And finally, the big one, number 5. Project 5 on this list is going to be the garage. Beautiful day. Sun shining, birds are singing, yards being mowed, and the birds are actually kind of loud. But anyway, so this is Project Dude's big project. It may last longer than the summer, may go into the fall, but behind this door, you'll see why I need to make this a major project. As you can see, I have packed every conceivable area with stuff. And you know what they say about stuff.
How important that is. That's the whole meaning of life, isn't it? Trying to find a place for your stuff.
Anyway, so a lot of this stuff, and I use that term loosely, a lot of this stuff will go into the storage area once I clean the storage area up and get it working the way it's supposed to. Lawnmower out of here, seed spreader out of here, a lot of these tools. But you can tell if you have ADD or ADH or HD, whatever, OCD, whatever, like me, this right here kills me. I hate to even look at this, but I know eventually I'll get it taken care of. So that's one corner of the garage that I'm going to make for my work area. And if you'll see, here's the main hub. And of course, you see I have zero working space for everything because I have these matching cabinets on both sides. And then I have another mess in this corner. I mean, it just takes every bit of effort I can just to come in here, just to do stuff because of how nasty and disorganized this is. And actually, if you look, this is actually my table saw. Really. So what I'm going to do, one of the mini projects for this garage, I'm going to create a work table that incorporates my table saw, so that way I can have a big work area. It'll also handle any major pieces of wood that I'm cutting on the table saw. So, and I've got that little cabinet there. I don't think I've cleaned this out since Jesus was a baby. So that needs some work. Probably going to repurpose that, move that somewhere else. These two major cabinets that I bought actually did a great job originally when I didn't have a lot of stuff, but now I've got a lot of stuff, as you can tell. One of the problems is in this cabinet, I have all my tools, and you can see that it is a major effort just to pull anything out to do any kind of project because this is definitely not organized. It's even worse than this other one because this other one is actually, if you want to be considered I might use that later on in some project, hoarder. That's me. So that's just the one side. The other side's not as bad. At one time I used to use it just for my golf stuff, and you can tell, in fact, there's a golf bag right there, really nice. But you can tell these have outlived their usefulness. Stuff on top of it, stuff on top of both of them. And oh, what's this? And oh, by the way, my garage has also been a training area for my son who is training to be a boxer. I'm going to have to get like a winch that you usually put on the front of your truck or your Jeep. I'm going to get one converted to 12 volt or AC. That way I can get it up because that ratchet doesn't quite work too well. So there's that double bag, and over there is a speed bag. So as you can tell, this place is a wreck. It's organized chaos. And of course above I have all that storage, which probably won't change, but the main working area will be on the garage floor. Take a deep breath. Pretty soon this will be pretty. Well, at least it'll be functional. That's project, the big one, number 5. That is number 1. Well, actually number 5. But number 1 in my heart, the big garage remake.